Hello everyone, Tina here. I hope your day's going fantastic. Thanks so much for joining me. Well, we're playing with pattern paper once more this Sunday, and today we are creating with the Photoplay Papers Love Notes 12 by 12 collection pack. We're going to make 2 Valentines. I'm also going to be using just some cardstock from the Coordinating Love Notes My Colors variety. The red in here is super pretty. You see it has polka dot embossed detail, but I'm just going to use the white and cover my card base with it just so we have a little bit of texture. The polar bear in here is actually a glimmer, so there's a little bit of shine to it too. So we're just going to be creating card fronts with this, and we're going to make 2 fun layered Valentines. Let's jump in and pick out some pattern papers. I picked out my pattern papers. I love this plaid. The plaid is called Love Letters. We'll be using this, and then I'm also going to be using the Lucky Cherries. Cherries are on the back, but I do like the stripes. We'll be using this on our card today. And then I'm also going to use the Be Mine 12 by 12 pattern paper. I really like the black and white sentiments in here. We're going to be using this panel on both of our cards, and I love that it's kind of scaled down, so it will fit card bases beautifully. And then we're going to be using some tags on our cards today. Love these. For today's card, we're going to be using the Happy Day tag here, and then I'm also going to be using the Happy Valentine's Day tag, so I'll cut these out, and we're going to trim down some paper using this. Now, while we're at it, I'm also going to be using some stickers. Now, I'm going to tell you the stickers I'm going to be using for my cards today, because what I like to do is we're going to be using the Happy Valentine's Day. What I'm going to do is flip it over. I'm going to put some foam tape behind here. Okay, and then I'm going to add some powder behind the sticker so it removes the tackiness, and it's perfect for layering on my card. Okay, so I'm going to do that with this sticker. I'm also going to be doing that with the I Love You Very Much. We're going to do that to a couple of strawberries here. I'm also going to do it to this love sticker. And we're going to do it to the Sweet on You also. And so the banner that says You and Me, we're going to use that. So those are all the stickers that we're going to use for our card. So I'll just pop them up with some foam tape and remove the tackiness, so these will be ready to go. And then I'm going to trim down some pattern papers. I'll do that and I will be right back. I trimmed down my pattern papers, and I also trimmed down the My Colors cardstock. This is the polar bear, and it has a slight shimmer to it, and it has texture. What we did is create an A2 panel, and this is going to go directly on my card base today. We'll just tack this down. Now, our pattern paper, I have a panel that measures 3 3/4 inches wide by 5 inches tall. We're going to layer this directly in the center, so we have that texture and a little bit of shimmer around the edge of our card base. I trimmed down this pattern paper, and I made sure that when I trimmed it down that I trimmed it not on the greeting, but so you could see a line of the greeting. This way I can go ahead and flip this panel over. I can add some adhesive, and I can tack this so that one row of those greetings are showing. Okay, I'm going to flip this over. I'm going to add some more adhesive, and I'm going to tack it right in the middle of my card base. And then anything overhanging on the top and bottom, we're going to trim away. Okay, now for both cards today, we're going to be using those tags, as I mentioned, but I'm going to add an eyelet at the very top, just using my Crop-A-Dile. This is a great way to add texture to your cards. I'm just going to punch a hole here. I'm bringing in a black eyelet, and then I'm going to thread some black twine. So now our tag's ready. I am going to tie a bow at the top, but before I do that, I want to make sure I adhere it to the front of my card base. So I'm going to go ahead and add some adhesive, and I'm going to tack it down right in the center here. After we have this done, I did die cut out 3 circles, and then we also have our greeting that's a circle. I love layers on my cards, so what we're going to do is layer all of these together. This one here is vellum. We're going to add some white cardstock to the vellum. This is made with the My Colors, so it has that texture and that little bit of that shimmer. We're going to layer this right over the vellum. And then I have our pattern paper. We're going to add this also. And then I put foam tape behind our greeting that says I love you very much. And this is going to go right in the center of all of those circles. Okay, before we add this, I'm going to put some adhesive behind here. But before we add it, I'm going to add the greeting that says love. Lovely. And then I can take my love you very much, and I'm going to do a little tucking with it, and we're going to tack this here. Now I have one of my greetings that says sweet on you. We're going to add this over the happy day greeting, kind of customizing this card. We'll tack this right across the bottom, and then we have our sweet strawberries that we're going to add also. After we have this done, I do want to turn this to we're going to add a little shine to the greeting that says I love you very much. And to do that quick and easy, I'm going to be using some of the epoxy shapes from Photoplay. These are the circles and buttons. And I'm thinking this is going to fit perfectly right over that sticker. And I don't have to fuss with using a glaze. It really does embellish the card. It makes it look like jewelry almost. So these are really fun to have on hand. For finishing touches, I'm going to bring in some little hearts. We're just going to add a few little hearts in our background since it's a Valentine. We're going to place them first, and then we will adhere them. And that will finish my first card. We're going to jump into our next card. For my next card, we have another A2 panel of the Polar Bear cardstock. We're going to adhere it to the front of our A2 card base. And then I have a panel of our plaid cardstock. This measures 4 inches wide by 5 1/4 inches tall. We're going to mat this on our My Colors cardstock. And using our nesting key plate dies, I die cut out one with vellum, a slightly larger with the stripe paper. We're going to go ahead and adhere this to our vellum piece. And then I have some of that black and white greeting pattern paper. We're going to adhere this right in the middle. So we have 3 layers. We're going to take this panel and adhere it to the front of our card base. Now we're going to create a tag the same way we did with our first card. We're just going to punch a hole. I threaded some black twine through here. And then in our sticker sheet, we have a border, a scallop border edge. I'm going to take my tag and I'm going to add a border to the very bottom. Anything, and then I can trim it off. So now we have a plaid border at the very bottom. Now I'm going to take some more of that twine. I'm going to flip this over the back here, add some adhesive, and I'm going to wrap some of the twine around the seam, and we'll tack it here. Just to add a little extra texture and to cover that seam. I'm going to flip this over, we're going to put foam tape behind here, and I'm going to adhere it to the front of my card base. Next I have 2 pieces of the pattern paper, the same ones we used for the background. This one measures 3/4 inch tall by 4 inches wide. This one is 1/4 inch tall by 4 inches wide. What we're going to do is fishtail the ends here. Now what we're going to do is take a little bit of adhesive. I'm going to tack this down at a diagonal right over the larger one, and then I'm going to add a little bit more adhesive, and we're going to tack this right over the heart on this tag. We'll give that a good press. And then I'm going to take my Happy Valentine's Day, and we're going to layer it over the top, and then I'm going to add my You and Me right over the top of that. After we have this done, we're going to bring back some little heart embellishments, and we're going to add a few little extra hearts in our background. Lovely. I'm also going to add a little dot of glue with the heart that is on this sticker, and we're going to add a little red heart to that also, just covering that so we have a little extra dimension. And that will finish off that card. So let's take a look at both cards that we made today with the Love Notes 12x12 collection pack, also the My Colors Variety cardstock stickers. Don't forget that we used one of the epoxy shapes from the Maker series, and also the nested key plate die set. Thanks for joining me. Have a wonderful day. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye. Thanks so much for sticking with me to the end. I have 2 more videos that you guys might be interested here. If you guys are new and like the content that you see, click that subscribe button and also the notification bell. That way for future videos, be notified. Also, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. It sure does help the channel. Have a wonderful day. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.